am making scallop shell, heart-shaped scallop shell, little ring dish stands with tidal pools in them that are made out of resin. So this is UV resin, which I have found has been really cool to use when making cells and waves, because you can freeze it with the light right as you start getting the results that you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere the shell to this little stand. And basically what you want to do is, you know, just make sure it's level, set it down, and then I pick it up carefully and turn it over. And I'm going to do, first I'm just going to do a little dot of hot glue to get it to stick, and then I'm going to go back in with resin. So just going to do, and I'm only going to do 2 of these. This is just to get it started so that it's sturdy when I use the resin. Okay, so now that's sturdy enough that I don't have to press down. I'm gonna go in with my resin and my UV light. So that's turned on. And I've got my resin, and I'm gonna just do a little bit by each little post. Okay, I'm going to do that to all 3 and get it really adhered. All right, so this is fully cured and really sturdy now. And then I did a few others. So the first thing I'm going to do is a layer of the colored resin. It's going to be, I'm going to use an ink called cerulean. And so I'm putting the UV resin in here so I can mix it a little bit more. And then this unfortunately spilled, so the label is completely covered in dye, but I will show you a link to it. I'm gonna just put 1 drop, which is really big. And then that's gonna be way too dark. Way too dark. So I need to lighten this up with more resin. And actually this is not cerulean. This must be a different blue. I can't read the label. But it's still a pretty color. There we go. That should lighten it up quite a bit. And all I'm going to do is 1 layer of this color, and I'm going to let that cure before I go in and do a wave, just because this isn't deep pour resin and I want to give it the chance to fully cure. And it's a really sunny day here, so I'm probably going to set it outside for a bit and go do something else. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to get the bubbles out. Okay, and then I'm going to put the light on it to get it started curing. Make sure to move that. And then I'm going to fill the rest of these and put them out in the sun so that they can fully cure before doing the next layer. All right, I'm back. I found the cerulean, so you can see it's more of a teal. So I'm gonna do one with a stand and then one that's just a flat ring dish with this. I do like this a lot better. But the blue, it'll just have a deeper result. I set the blue ones outside in the sun so they can fully cure, and then I'm gonna get the bubbles out. And then start curing these. So I'll be back when these are cured. Okay, I'm back and everything is fully cured. I'm gonna start with this one. So to make the waves, you're gonna need clear resin. I'm gonna use this, and then you're gonna need to mix some white. So I've got this little cup set aside, and you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of resin for the white part because you're just using a teeny tiny amount when you make a wave or a cell. And then this is the white pigment that I use. It's by Just Resin. And I've tried a lot of different whites. This is just the one that I like the best for making cells. You don't need a lot. I'm gonna mix that into there. And you just wanna make sure, there is a ratio you can follow. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'm so not a math person. But you just wanna make sure that the white is not showing through, like it's not clear anymore. And that looks good. So I'm gonna take the clear and I'm just gonna make a layer over top of the little pool, and I'm gonna heat it up just a teeny bit. And then I'm gonna drop a tiny bit of white in there and blow it to make cells. And the cool thing about doing this with UV resin is that once a cell starts forming, you can like freeze it immediately with the light. So I've got my light right here. I'm gonna turn it on so it's ready. And then I'm gonna drop just a little bit of white in here, like that. Move this away from the light so it doesn't cure. And then I'm gonna blow it out. Oh, there's a spider over here. Oh, this little spider guy. Get out of the way. I think he's got a web. Okay. Okay, so see how the cells are forming? I'm gonna use a little more heat. All right, let me try to zoom in. Okay, so see how the cells are forming? Once they get to a place that you like it, you can just immediately take the light and start freezing them. Okay, so I like how this has turned out. I'm gonna add a little bit more resin and then put a sea star in it. I kind of prefer the silver with this blue, but the base is gold, so I feel like I should keep it gold. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit more resin. And it's good that we're doing this in layers because then the embellishment has somewhere to sit and it's not gonna sink, if that makes sense. I'm gonna put this one right up here and immediately hit it with the light. All right, now I'm gonna do one of the teal ones. Same thing, doing a layer of the clear. Heat it up. And then got the white right here. I'm just going to blow over top of it, kind of back and forth. And then cells should start forming. Let me zoom in. I'm going to do a little more heat. Okay, I'm giving it another second to make some cells in there. All right, now I'm going to take the light. All right, now another layer of clear and a sea star. Okay. All right, now I'll do this one. This one can just sit flat as like a little ring dish or something, a trinket dish. Okay, last layer. And I think I'll do this one silver. So these are all done. They turned out really cute. So now I'm going to go around the edges with metallic. And as you know, these are my favorite pens. I'm going to link them in the, you know, description if you want to go get one. I have silver and gold. And I don't usually do a really thick outline. Just enough to you know, tie in with the embellishment and the base, since the base is gold. Okay. I do wish I had done some of the bases in silver, like half and half, because I think this blue would probably look better with silver, but the most requests I get are for gold, so hopefully these will still sell. Here's that, and then here's the freestanding one.